Hello, this is David Schwab, and welcome to the Schwab Report. Today, my guest is Dr. Alvin H. Dannenberg. Dr. Dannenberg is a periodontist who practices in Beaufort and Bluffton, South Carolina. Dr. Dannenberg, you've published articles stating that people get gum disease, but animals in the wild don't get gum disease because, you say, the animals make better food choices than we do. Now, this is really fascinating. Can you comment on this, please?
Well, if you go back into history, and I'm not talking about 100 or 200 years ago, if we go back into evolutionary times, prehistoric times, when man actually developed the species that we know of him to be today, 2.5 million years ago, he evolved to actually eat the foods that were available. Animals do the same thing, and they don't get sick. And primitive man, primal woman, did not have dental decay. They did not have periodontal disease. They didn't have the degenerative diseases that we have today. And it's because of the food that they ate and the healthy gut bacteria that they evolved with. Today, in our society, we're eating foods that are tainted. We're eating foods that have additives. We're eating foods that are unhealthy for us, and it changes our gut bacteria, changes our mouth bacteria, and it encourages dental decay as well as periodontal disease.
Well, Dr. Dannenberg, you used a very interesting term. You said our food is tainted. I'm wondering, how far back does this go historically, and is this problem getting better or is it getting worse?
What actually happened around 10,000 years ago, cereal agriculture began throughout the world. Obviously not in the United States, we didn't have the country at this point, but around 10,000 years ago, foods that consisted of grains became part of the normal diet. The human gut never evolved to digest grains. And what happened is grains became such an important part of the diet, it changed the bacteria in our guts to an unhealthy type of bacteria, and then it changed the bacteria in the mouth to an unhealthy bacteria. In addition to that, it also caused what's called a leaky gut syndrome, where actual proteins and bacteria that should only be in the gut started to leak into the blood system. Once that happened, not only did we develop gum disease and dental decay, but we started to develop a host of chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes, autoimmune diseases, and a variety of other issues that are related to the gut and the intestinal wall.
So it sounds as though our food choices are critical, not just to our oral health, but to our overall health as well. Is that correct?
There is a movement today called the paleo lifestyle, which is basically eating like a caveman. And that doesn't mean that you have to go out and kill your fish or catch a fish and kill your meat, but if you start eating the way that the meat and the fish and the vegetables and the fruits were designed to be eaten, they are healthy and they give our body the nutrients that we need. When these foods are processed, or when animals like cattle are fed grains instead of natural grass, it changes their body, their meat and their fat, and then when we eat these foods, it has a very negative effect on us. There's a variety of changes that people can make that will actually change the gut bacteria and improve the gut lining and actually improve the bacteria in the mouth. We actually can stop periodontal disease and tooth decay. And nutrition is the most important thing that we can do to help that. Brushing and flossing are important, but nutrition is critical.
I would like to thank Dr. Dannenberg for joining me today. Dr. Dannenberg is accepting new patients. To contact him through his Bluffton office, go to blufftoncenterfordentistry.com. The website for his Beaufort office is BeaufortFamilyDentistry.com. This is David Schwab. Thanks for joining me.